Welcome back. We are doing another virtual episode and we have so much to cover today. Oh, cheers, by the way. Virtual
A
cheers.
virtual cheer.
I feel like we're back in like COVID era.
Dude, yes. Salud. Wait, take a sip. Bad luck.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Wait, eye contact.
So creepy.
Bro, okay. So anyways, where are we starting off?
Wait, let's start with the Mormon wives reunion because I know I just watched it. I know you just watched it. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, first of all, can we talk about Nick Viall? Or can we not? Can we actually... I was thinking, I don't know why. This might be evil to say, but I was thinking start a petition to never have him host a show again. And I feel like there would definitely be over 30,000 signatures.
I feel like there would be. I was like, Nick Viall, why are they trying to make him the next Andy Cohen? Like, Andy Cohen is iconic. We don't need him to be the next Andy Cohen. And I don't know if you caught this, but in one part of the reunion, they put his name like on the screen and it said Nick Viall. And then under it said, definitely unbiased host. Because did you notice how he was like not being biased in some situations?
Wait. Okay, wait. Are you sure that wasn't sarcasm? Because like he's known as such a biased individual.
Yeah, it was sarcasm. So. It was sarcasm.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah. No, because he was being, I think it was the part where he was asking Whitney a question and he was clearly team Taylor and not team Whitney. And he was like pressing Whitney and he's like, but don't you see how that could have been like, and it's like, okay, yes, but like you're like, as the host, you should not be biased. Can you be asking questions and like kind of getting more information, or maybe asking questions so they can try to see the other person's point of view 100%? But he was so biased.
I think like the most talented hosts and people that like interview people are the ones that kind of set the stage for the person to answer without you knowing what that person wants you, like how they feel. You know, I kind of compare it to Ariana on Love Island. Like people can speculate about who she likes, but she kind of like will throw a little shade, but was it shade? You don't know. But I feel with like Nick Viall, you know, and it's like so annoying because like, first of all, you're a straight man. Shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like not even Andy Cohen is that messy.
I know. I mean, Andy can get messy, but he can get away with it. He's been doing it for so long. He's the master of these types of like reunions and these types of situations. He's the master of it. And Andy has gotten messy. Andy's gotten messy. He's gotten to a point sometimes where he'll call people out and he'll be like, dude, that is so hypocritical. Like, can you not see how it's hypocritical? I think the difference though is that Andy's known these people and he's been friends with these women for a really long time as well, because these shows have been running for like years and years and years. So it makes sense for Andy to be somewhat biased in certain situations. I mean, everyone's called it out before. Like, I know which housewives Andy loves.
Yeah, and I know and don't you remember the one where Brandy like calls them all out?
Yeah.
And he agrees. He doesn't say no. So it's very true, but at the same time, it's kind of like he asks the right questions where it's not like you already know the answers. Like, it's like kind of like Nick is like your therapist. Whereas like Andy is kind of an interviewer. Like he wants to hear you fuck yourself up with your own answer. He doesn't want you to like be put in a situation where you're like trapped in a fucking corner. Right. That's what I didn't like. Should he have put Whitney in a corner? Yes, but I think he needs to learn how to finesse the questions where it doesn't feel like a straight attack, because that's what I felt. Yes. Like, I don't even like Whitney. She deserves everything she fucking gets.
I agree. 1,000%.
That was not the way to like interview her.
I agree. And don't you felt like his questions, and I don't know if these are questions that he came up with. I don't know if these are questions that the producers gave him. You know, like I have no idea. But I felt like his questions were so, like the season was so juicy. And where were the juicy questions?
No,
I don't know. It like lacked. It lacked.
I totally agree. It's like, was he coming up with his own questions as he like went along, or like, I don't know. That's what it kind of felt like, because they felt out of order. And I don't know. Just like you said, there could have been so many more questions that are asked. Like, why don't they like ask us to pitch in? Like, I was like America. And like,
yes.
Like Andy Cohen.
Yes. That's what I was just going to say. So we got a lot of questions from the viewers that you are on why you're such a fucking bitch. Like, where were those questions? You know, like.
You know what? How many times have you seen like the theories where like it's actually Andy Cohen pretending to be like, so that makes sense. That like literally goes perfectly with what we were saying about him being non-biased. It's because he's pretending it's other people asking these fucking questions.
Exactly. No, that
love Andy. Love Andy.
I love Andy.
I felt like Nick Viall was not the right person because I feel like also, like, even if you're a newscaster, no matter what you are, you need to be well spoken when you read off of a teleprompter.
Oh, he was
like,
so
it
bad
was literally like robotic.
Yeah, I caught that.
I'm out of here. Like, no, we're starting the petition, 30,000 signs. He's never hosting again. Like, stick to your podcast with your crossed legs and your fucking I can't stand him.
I know.
Stand him.
I know. Okay, but getting into the actual like reunion stuff now.
Yes, let's get back into it. The swinger scandal. Well, okay, I wanted to see your opinion though. If you were Taylor in the swinger scandal and you're kind of like getting like the beat down because you basically, I guess they all had, they kind of had a treaty that they could all like kind of hook up with each other in person, but she had an emotional affair with another person.
That was
wrong, in the group
for the 2 months. Yes.
Right. And like ended up sleeping with him and whatever. So when that was found out, it was kind of like the public beat her up. So she like brought everyone down with her. What would you do in that situation?
I mean, okay. I see both sides because I understand her point of like her being the only one going down for it. I feel like I would be like, oh, okay, like fuck that. Like you think I'm going to be the only one who's going to be like labeled as this swinger slut? Fuck that. And you guys want to talk shit about me? No. On the other end, exposing everything, it just causes more issues. However, you're already so in the limelight and you're known because of this. So I kind of agree with her. I would want my name to be cleared. Like at that point, it's already out there. So what's a little bit more of a mess?
I know, and I love it because honestly, they all should be bowing to Taylor's knees because they wouldn't have the show without her like making that admission. And I feel like if I was in her shoes, because it was like the two friends kind of betrayed her, which I get it. She betrayed their trust. So like she was in the wrong. But at the same time, she was coming down as just like someone that cheated on her husband. And she was already very famous on TikTok. So it was a big scandal. But she's like, hold on. It wasn't just like a cheating thing. It was like, which I feel like at that point, like if the other two girls didn't have my back in that, I'd be like, screw you. You're coming down with me. Let's go.
Yeah. 1000%.
Put your seatbelt on.
Yeah. Don't you feel like Miranda gets very uncomfortable when the whole swinger thing is brought up because she kind of like corrected her and she was like, oh,
clarifies.
Yeah, clarifies. She's like, wait, no, it was only. Yes. She was like, it was only an agreement when we were all together. It wasn't like we were actual swingers going out with other couples. It was like, this was our clique and the agreement. Yes, the agreement was only with our clique, so it's not like we were out there doing it, which fine. And then, oh my God, and then Taylor bringing up like some other guys, and I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't need the details. I think we get it.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's what I loved about Taylor, that she's just very transparent. I feel like she is the type of person that sees all sides, even in the situation with homegirl, Whitney, where she's like, oh, yeah, no, but I don't regret it. Like, but I tried my best or some shit. And she's like, well, at least you tried your best. I'm like, and who was the only person to raise their hand during this season? So, yeah, get out of here, Whitney.
Exactly. And I will say that's something that although I don't agree with a lot of her decisions and the way she handles things, that's one thing I admire about Taylor, that she will always like call it for what it is. And if she agrees with Whitney, even though they don't get along, she'll agree with Whitney. You know what I mean? And she's the only one, like you said, that commended her in that moment. I feel like she was kind of extending an olive branch and complimenting her a lot during the reunion because she could tell that everyone else was kind of like against her. And you can just tell that it's like, listen, Whitney, Taylor probably like, you guys can be cool, but I think she's still just very jealous of Taylor and the following she has and how she's seen as like the leader of Montauk, like
no matter
Mom
what.
Talk, Mom Talk, not Montauk, New York. Sorry, Mom Talk.
I heard Mom Talk, so you're good.
And like same with Demi, they're just very jealous of her position in the group. Instead of just giving her the credit of, listen, without you, this wouldn't be a thing. However, like acknowledging that everyone contributes to it and Mom Talk is what it is because of all of the girls, not just one. You know what I mean? Like, but instead they can't deal with it. What did you think of Demi's little like cameo, if you will?
Wait, I didn't even get that far.
Stop. Okay. So
wait, but I do want to
Okay, yeah.
To your point, I just realized something as you were talking, and it was this pattern of Demi throughout the season saying that Taylor doesn't know how to be a friend. Do you know what that translates now that I'm thinking of?
What?
Taylor doesn't know how to be a follower of you. Think about it. Think about it. Because she, no matter what, I feel like as you were talking, I'm just like, wow, like Taylor's just like an independent thinker, period.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't choose sides no matter what. She chooses what she feels is right, and she stands on 10 toes every single time.
Yes.
So I feel like that's what Demi means by like not being able to be a friend. It's just like, oh, she's not able to like bend over backwards for like, even if I'm wrong, like she's not going to have my back, right? If I'm wrong, like it's like, do you know what I mean? But like that just makes her the people's choice.
Exactly. 1000%. And also the fact that she's just real. Like I know with Taylor, I'm never getting a BS watered down version of anything. It's like it's all out there. She's open about it. She's honest about it. And I commend her and I appreciate her for that.
Yeah, no, she's like my other version of like Stone Bella. Like anything that comes out of her mouth is like facts.
Facts, literally.
No, 1000%. She doesn't lie. Like she doesn't make shit up. In fact, I feel like she's able to like embarrass herself and like put herself in a situation where she looks bad.
Yeah.
To tell the truth.
1000%. And even like the CMA issue where all the girls had an issue with her about the CMA thing. And she was like, listen, at first, like, I didn't see the issue. Then Macy and Michaela like came to me and told me what the issue was. And I said, okay, I can see your point of view and I'm sorry. And then she apologized to the girls. Like the taking accountability thing was so funny when Andy's like, who thinks Taylor is good at taking accountability? And everyone raised their hand. And he's like, who thinks Whitney's good at taking accountability? And like nobody raised their hands.
Oh my God. Wait, Nick, are you talking about the reunion?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he asked that in the reunion. And you didn't get to this part probably because you didn't finish it. But at the end of the reunion, we got into a little bit more about Layla because I feel like she's kind of overlooked in the series. Did you get to that?
I was just going to say, no. I'm sure you're going to talk about something else, but it has to do with Nick Kyle. Like, and I know like whether or not he like makes up his own questions, that's fine. But how many times are we going to ask this poor girl if she's had a motherfucking orgasm?
Oh.
I'm over it. Leave her alone.
I know. That's her own shit. Like, I'm
so done. Like, why is that okay to ask a woman constantly on television?
It's not. Yes, and to your point about Layla, also speaking on her, you didn't get to this part because you didn't finish it, but towards the end of the reunion, she opened up to everyone that she actually struggles with body dysmorphia and she struggles with an eating disorder. And they showed a never before seen clip as well, where she admitted, she was talking to Demi and she was showing Demi like her cuts on her wrist because she has had multiple attempts of taking her life. And so my point like in saying this was because you were talking about the orgasm. Like my point in saying this was that like I'm kind of annoyed at the producers and the show because they used her not having an orgasm as a storyline. However, like these are really important topics that a lot of women struggle with, like eating disorders and suicide ideations. And you guys decided that her not having an orgasm was a better, juicier storyline than her opening up about these really personal, deep, dark, like struggles that she's had to go through. Like that really bothered me, especially because I think Layla at one point on TikTok, like opened up after the first season on how she opened up about really personal things, but the show and the producers decided not to air that. Like they actually cut it out of the show completely, which I thought was kind of like a slap in the face to her.
It makes me just realize that people are obsessed with like mixing religion and sexuality, especially when the Mormon religion, you know what I mean? Like even when we're talking about, what is it?
Wait, what?
You know what I'm talking about.
Wait.
Shit, I forgot the name.
What does it have to do with? Okay.
Like when it's like, but you don't move around.
Oh, the hot dog thing that you put in the butt cheeks? They were talking about that on the reunion. They were saying that like Mormons, to get away with having sex, they put the thingy in between the cheeks and it's like a hot dog and you can slide.
Yeah, you're lying to me. You're
No,
lying!
no,
That is amazing. That is amazing.
It's
AJ, you want a hot dog later? I'm fucking screaming. No, what is it called? Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't believe I'm forgetting. Forget it. I will come back to it. But they like obsess over like bringing up sexuality, especially because of their innocent Mormon look. You know what I mean? And that's what pisses me off too. It's like you're obsessed with this girl's orgasm. I had no idea she had all these issues. And first of all, she's stunning, gorgeous, perfect in every single way. And she's so young. She's like in her early 20s.
Yeah, she's one of the younger ones on the cast.
Like instead of like and you know, even just like publicly, like I feel like I don't know how she feels about like talking about orgasms, but like publicly embarrassed, I would be publicly embarrassed if like someone was talking about my sexual life like that. That's not helping her self-esteem or anything that she's struggled with. And the fact that the producers know about her past struggles and all of this, like pisses me off.
She talked about it in season 1. So they cut it out a while ago. Yeah, so I gave her. Yeah, so I thought that was really nice to see that side of her because I don't feel like we ever know anything about Layla, honestly. So that was nice. And then also Jen was also talking about having prenatal depression and suicide ideations, and like she had to leave the show for that reason. So that was emotional as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like I feel like I felt it.
Yeah,
empath, but no, for real.
Yes.
I felt it through the screen. Like, I know she was struggling with, like, the group and everything, but I'm like, dude, this girl is going through a deep depression with this pregnancy. Mm-hmm. Like, the way she would just, like, sleep all the time and, like, it was very sad. But I feel she's in a different place now. I love, though, and I didn't have this in my notes at all, but, like, how, like, these people literally, like, can't drink alcohol, X, Y, and Z, but they're, like, all about ketamine therapy. Did you see her and her husband, like, high-five each other about ketamine therapy?
Yeah, they do ketamine therapy. They're not allowed to drink coffee, but they can drink soda, and soda is caffeinated. Like,
but they can't drink coffee, but they can have coffee enemas, Michaela.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that? A coffee enema? The loopholes. That's what they kept saying. The loopholes, quite literally.
I love it. Okay. Oh my God, this is too good. So I wanted to talk about Whitney, because I felt like there's this correlation, and I know you haven't been watching The Valley this season, but it's so funny when Nick Viall actually makes a good point for the first time in his life.
Don't give him the credit.
I know, I take it back. It was like a mildly good point. But he basically says, like, he calls out Whitney for basically shifting the drama and being excited that it's not on her.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Jax Taylor on The Valley. It's so funny because they have like this one guy Danny, who like may or may not be drinking too much. He's really not.
Yeah.
Like, Jax Taylor, shut the fuck up. Like, you drink like a fucking guppy fish. Shut the fuck up. You know? And it's like, he says it in his confessional even. He's like, oh, I'm just happy the heat is off of me, like, for once or whatever. So he, like, is literally bullying this guy. It's, like, the same exact thing. It's such narcissism. So I see it with Whitney about how she just, like, jerks off to the fact that, like, someone else is, like, under fire.
Yes.
And, like, the villain or whatever. Like, that's a point I wanted to say.
I can totally see that.
And also it's so funny when she, like, okay, another point with her narcissism was the whole thing that she mentioned the Jay-Z party. And she even said that she would never go places where she's not wanted.
Wait, can I say something?
You forced yourself back on this show.
Can I say something so funny? When they kept talking about the Jay-Z party, I literally thought they were invited to Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I was like, why the fuck would Jay-Z and Beyonce invite the Mormon wives to their parties? And I was so confused. And then Nick's talking about like the Jay-Z party. He's like, yeah, you guys at what happened at the Jay-Z party? I'm like, is no one gonna comment on the fact that they were at Beyonce and Jay-Z's house?
Yeah, and we share a brain cell. And it's rotting. It's rotting very slowly.
I was so confused.
I know, but then I literally rewinded it. Like, I'm like, are they really talking about Jay-Z?
Literally, I was in shock. I was like, damn, they're really well known. Like, they're friends with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like, they've made it. Like, I don't know.
Literally, Blue Ivy gave them hors d'oeuvres.
She greeted them at the door and gave them an hors d'oeuvre.
And a champagne flute.
And a champagne flute.
And they were like, no, soda only.
Like, what? Okay, wow.
No, I thought the same exact thing, but then I swear, I rewinded it twice. I'm like, wait, they're really talking about Jay-Z. And I'm like, wait, what's her company's name? Or here, Jesse? Like,
and then it clicked.
Jay-Z Styles or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay,
and it clicked so late too that I missed the whole point about what they were talking about at the party.
By that time, I'm balls deep in a Illuminati conspiracy theory.
I'm like,
a P. Diddy white party.
Literally, I'm like, it's all connected. The underground tunnels. Like, I'm like,
from Utah to LA, baby.
Literally, I'm like, what is happening?
No, this is too good. This is too. I love that we like literally
thought the same thing.
Why are we slow? But like, I love that we're slow together.
No, we're slow together. We're slow at the right times.
I love it.
Wait, so anyway, all of that to say, I missed whatever the fuck they were talking about the Jay-Z party because my brain was trying to like figure out why.
Because she said that's why she blocked everyone and blah blah blah, and that
what
she would never.
At the Jay-Z party though?
Apparently, like people didn't want her there or something. She didn't feel welcome. Okay, you weren't. The W welcome. Is for unwelcome. No, but really, like she's like acting like, oh, I would never go anywhere I'm not welcome. Then why are you back on the motherfucking show? You fought for your life to get here.
Right. And she was like begging to get back into Mom Talk.
You had one hand raised. And that same one hand was Taylor's that you fucking turn your back on.
Yep.
Disgusting. Yeah. She's gross.
Okay, but anything else? Because I want to move on to this Bezos-Sanchez wedding weekend. And I just want to say, like, I was so disgusted, appalled, like, by everything. It's so annoying because I was so disgusted by the level of shows and events that they were putting on. And I was just like, this is so disgusting given the climate of today's world and everything that is happening. It literally felt like the real life Hunger Games. However, with that being said, I couldn't take my fucking eyes off of it. I was so intrigued, which I hated about myself. I was just like, what is happening at this fucking Sanchez wedding, whatever. And a lot of celebrity guests were there, and I love that they're all just getting shat on. Everyone is coming after them because it's just so, the hypocrisy is so real, especially Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, showing up, he's like wearing a baseball cap, trying to hide his face. This self-proclaimed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so he showed up. He's getting on the boat in Venice, and he's wearing like a New York baseball cap. And it's literally covering like his face, okay? And he's this self-proclaimed environmentalist, and he's there literally at the wedding of someone who has the highest like carbon footprint, okay? Right. Like, it's just so disgusting. It's so disgusting. It's so insane.
But you know what I will say? Okay, I'm not a wedding girl. I've never have been. I even remember you being into like the royal wedding. Like everyone was into the royal wedding. Hated it. I don't like it. It's just like, I don't know why. It's like weird to me, like to like be like stalking people's weddings and shit. I haven't seen anything except this thing about Kylie's dress being white, which it's not. It's motherfucking silver.
It was like a really light baby blue silver, but I still felt like it's
not white, period. Like, stop making it like top headline news. It's not white, period.
Like, I probably would have been annoyed if someone wore that to my wedding, but maybe she asked the bride.
I would not give it to
I would have been annoyed. I would have been annoyed, but like, I'm sure she asked the bride.
I doubt it. I doubt she was like, hey, can I wear baby blue silver?
And Lauren Sanchez is like, yeah, go for it.
I think we have bigger fish to fry. No, but like, really? Like, I would never think twice. That's not white, period. White is white is white is white. To me, like, I just feel like white is white.
Yeah. No, and
like a white wedding dress, because you know how you could have ivory wedding dresses, you could have whatever, like whatever. But even ivory would be weird to wear. But a silver, like even if it's baby blue silver, like
it was like baby blue silver. It's like
I wouldn't care.
It's considered frowned upon unless the bride says it's okay. That's what
kind of like a pale yellow. Like you just
that's what brides.com, okay?
Stray away.
The Knot has reported.
I feel like when I first saw, like, because I don't know if they're editing it or whatever, because it did look white in some pictures. I'm like, oh my God, no, she fucking didn't. But then in the actual pictures, it's silver. Like, I mean, to me, I wouldn't care. I mean, everyone's different, though. I get it. Yes. But also, if you're marrying the richest man in the world, I don't think you give a fuck.
I think that's the thing. I think it depends on the bride. I also think it's such a, like, high-profile wedding. Like you said, he's the richest man in the world. She was in, like, the Dolce. Oh, my God, by the way, she's getting ripped apart for her dress. What did you think of it?
Oh, wait. Actually, I think I did. Because, like I told you, I'm not into, like, this. So I didn't see anything about anything. Okay. But it's the one that's, like, all covered up?
With the buttons.
Like oh, Mary, like good old Mary Magdalene style. Okay, honey.
And so people were saying it was, like, so tight. Like, it was too perfectly fit. Like, how is she walking? How is she
Did you see her at the inauguration? And then she's from, like, buttoned up head to toe, holy matrimony.
No, literally.
Here, girl. Get out of my face.
Literally.
You know what I will say, though? She is so charismatic, and that's how she got this man.
Oh, for sure.
Because I've seen her, like, not just, like, you know, she's, like, a newscaster or whatever back in the day, but, like, doing interviews, and she just has this, like, charisma. I gotta read her chart. Ooh, I'm sure she's got, like, Leo in there. She gives me Leo energy. Like, just very likable, just, like, out there, outgoing, just, like, confident in herself, so you don't question anything she says or does, kind of thing.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
That's why this guy fell in love with her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyone he wants, basically.
That makes sense. People were saying that the reason that Anna Wintour stepped down is because she would have never allowed Lauren Sanchez on the cover. So she was like, I am stepping down before this happens.
She's like, I will either be rolling around in my grave or I will step down. And she's still alive, so I will be stepping down.
I will be a classy lady and I will step down because I'm not putting my name on the cover of that fucking it was digital. It wasn't even like, you know what? She was probably like, Jeff, baby, like, for a wedding gift, I want to be on the cover of Vogue. And he's like, anything for you, my love. And Vogue was like, all right, we're not going to give you the hard copy. You'll get the digital copy.
I love how it's like, I could, first of all, pet names, love them. But Jeff, I could never call baby because he's bald as fuck. He looks probably like exactly like he did when he was a baby, except just like an old man baby.
I'm dying.
I could call him Honeycomb. He looks like a honeycomb to me.
No, literally. And he was like, okay, this is your gift. Like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, so what else about the wedding? Fill me in because I know nothing.
Okay,
legit. This
so
is like
the Vogue cover. Apparently, Sydney Sweeney and Orlando Bloom were strolling together.
She had sex with everyone this weekend.
She had sex with everyone. Allegedly, that means that they're dating because they took a nice little walk. Her and Carly Claus also took a nice little walk. So apparently they're lesbians.
They're scissoring on the side.
They're scissoring.
No, it's so true. And like, I feel like not bad because she kind of sets herself up in a way to like be like a sexual, what do you call it? Like a sex icon kind of thing. And she
does it to herself.
Yeah, and she owns it. So it's like good for her. You know, we need one for every single era in life.
Yes.
Okay. Marilyn Monroe, Sydney Sweeney, you go, girl. You know, own it.
Do it.
But it's just like, it's crazy how like she can't be seen with like the neighborhood fucking crosswalker or else she's like having an affair. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, out of here. Paperboy? Fucking him.
Fucking him. She's fucking everyone. Allegedly, also, Brooks, Nader, and Tom Brady were getting pretty like flirty on the dance floor, allegedly. So they're allegedly now a couple as well.
You know, I read right through her like I do other people, and I just feel like she's so in it for fame. Her and like her sisters that apparently are like doing like some like reality show or something. Yeah. I don't know.
I get like, where does she come from?
PSYOP. Like literally, like where do you come from?
Where did she come from?
Industry plant. Like I don't know who she like, but all of a sudden she's on Dancing with the Stars, and her and that other guy, what was his name?
Gleb.
Gleb, who's so good looking, were like having a little thing going on. So it like augmented her fame and X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden she's someone with Tom Brady.
But, wait, where did she come from though? I just know her from
Hell.
Dancing with the Stars.
No, literally, that's the only place I ever know her from. But apparently she has sisters and they're having a reality show.
Yeah, but the only reason
like,
but the only reason that the sisters and her are having a reality show is because she's famous. Why is she famous?
Can we Google it? I thought it was just Dancing with the Stars. All of a sudden she was on Dancing with the Stars. I'm like, I guess she's someone. Oh, she's a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Okay. Makes sense. I was wondering where she came from.
It's so funny too when you like think for a second about like who are the Sports Illustrated models in today's day, which are influencers, as opposed to like someone that like literally like tooth and nail fought their way up. You know what I mean? Or like got discovered out of nowhere. It's like, it's so wild how we just have evolved into this thing where it's like, oh yeah, we saw them on TikTok. They're super famous, so we're gonna fucking take pictures of it. It's like, it's so unoriginal. It's like so unoriginal. Someone that hasn't been discovered, that's too shy to be on TikTok. That's what I want.
Yeah, but then once they're discovered, they're gonna be on TikTok. That's the thing. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, I feel like if like it comes after and they already have fans and they have the fame after, and you know what I mean, it's different than like if they get discovered because they're just popular on TikTok.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Wait, also, did you see the wedding invite?
Please show me.
Okay. I'm kind of upset because it's plagiarism and this was like my second grade party invitation and like they copied me. Okay.
Wait. No. Wait, whose wedding?
The Bezos-Sanchez.
Bozo the clown. Whose wedding is this? Literally Barney and Bebop. What's her name?
Yeah, well, I forgot what her name was.
I think it's Bebop.
Literally. So people were saying it's like,
so they're billionaires and they couldn't make that into a live action butterfly thing that comes out.
And that's what people were saying, that it's so tacky. It looks like they just like got it off of like Amazon. Oh wait. Do you know what one of the party favors that the women got?
Off of Amazon.
No, but you know what one of the party favors was that the women got?
Gift cards.
Amazon slippers.
I thought you were going to tell me they got Amazon gift cards or like an extra discount on Amazon Prime Day.
Slippers.
Wait, what? This is very strange.
I'm just shocked because it's like you have so much money and
so it was like an Evite?
No, that's like that
was picture. That's even worse. I thought it was literally made on Canva. I just sent out in an email. This is a printed thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, the next thing they should print is
so ugly.
Never mind.
So ugly, so tacky. I was just like, literally, like, I was like, every other invite that I've received for any other wedding is so much more elegant than that one. So,
bro,
yeah, people were talking
sweat,
shit
and
about
tears
that.
Making mine.
What happened?
I made my own blood, sweat, and tears.
No, we made our own like save the date and stuff, and like it's so much better than theirs.
Oh my god, I know.
But I love Charlize Theron. She like came out. I don't know if she was doing an interview and she said that the wedding was basically like ridiculous and that they suck and we're the cool ones because we're not there. And I knew I always liked her. You know, she's on Raya. How is Charlize on Raya? Like that just is real. Like why? She's like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life.
Maybe she's just like horny. I don't know.
She's a catch.
Maybe she's not looking for anything serious. I mean, there's no way in hell that woman is like on Raya for an actual relationship.
I don't know what she's on there for, but she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked her.
She said that?
Yeah, well, Andy asked her. She's like, "Is it true that are the rumors true that you're on Raya? Because people have been seeing you on there." And she's like,
that.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, I'm on there. It's me."
Because I watched that episode, and it was like I remember him asking like what I guess like person she's played in a movie she would want to play again, and she like said whoever she wanted to like live out a little bit more. I don't know who it was because I never saw that movie, and I was like, oh, I want to watch that movie, but I forgot what it was. But either way, what? Riga?
Yeah.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard, because like people like her, I don't
like, to me, it's
what about her and Pedro Pascal? I feel like they'd be so cute together.
No, I feel like Dakota Johnson and Pedro Pascal need to hook up.
I don't know.
They have chemistry. Have you seen their interviews?
I mean, they're like besties.
No, I feel like there's some sexual.
My brother have the same chemistry.
No, there is sexual chemistry there. I sense it. There's a sexual something there.
Maybe I need to like look at more interviews. I don't know, but no, I don't see them together.
I would love that. I love
someone
her.
like more his age too, because he's the type that would.
I would love Dakota Johnson and him together. I feel like they'd be such a hot couple.
Really?
Yes, I love her.
I like her personality.
I think she's gorge.
Oh, but really quick, I do just want to mention the fact that I love that every celebrity is coming out and deciding to tell their tall tales about what they got done and just hiding some things, like Khloe Kardashian. Okay, I love how she just listed, because she already mentioned she's had a nose job, and it's like, oh yeah, intense laser, and like, oh yeah, I slowly but surely lost weight over 18 years. Shut the fuck. You've been working out like a hog for 13 years. We've seen it on TV. And then all of a sudden Ozempic becomes a thing. Okay, sorry. You can say it's not Ozempic because it's actually Mounjaro, as seen in your brother-in-law's refrigerator.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay. And all of a sudden all of them become stick thin. On top of that, me being in the plastic surgery world, I know damn well she's had not just a BBL, multiple, even absolutely. Well, that's how you get like the fat to put in your butt. You get liposuction. And you use that same exact fat to inject in your butt. However, not just that. Throughout the years, like more recently, she's had to go through procedures to undo that and take fat out of her ass.
Oh shit.
She's a liar. Do you remember when she used to look like the girl from Ants?
Yes.
Is this a colony for ants?
Yes. No, but literally.
No, literally, like no muscle tone and then a diaper. Okay? You don't go from that to now being kind of proportionate or whatever the hell she looks like, but she looks much more proportionate. You have to physically suck that fat out, okay? Yeah. Don't try me, but if you want to, go ahead.
You know what I get annoyed about is like what you just said, that they will say, this is where I got my boob job and my nose job, but they'll omit like everything else. Also, for me, don't you think it's like too little too fucking late? Like, we've known this. How about the lies that you've told throughout the years? Like Kylie Jenner, I've never gotten lip filler, guys. These are my natural lips. I just overline them. And then Khloe Kardashian, like, I just wake up every day at 4:30 in the morning and I do insane workouts. And that's why my body's so fucking tight. Like, girl, it's kind of annoying. It's too little too late. Like, we already know that you got shit done. And also, how badly have you influenced young girls to kind of like get those BBLs, do these crazy things? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you guys are just lying and saying it's natural. And now you want to come out and just be like this, like, here's my doctor and here's everything I've done. Like, cut the shit. Cut the fucking shit.
But it's just so funny when you see Stassi, who literally has the same body as Kylie or did, come out talking about her BBL openly. It's like copy and fucking paste. And listen, I can spot them from a mile away.
Yeah.
The belly button, the S shape in the back. Like, you cannot trick me. I've seen too many. Too many. I have like an eye for plastic surgery in every which way, and I can see what everyone fucking does. Yeah, I genuinely can. And with them, I just think it's so, like, if you're going to come clean, come clean. If not, stop. Shut the fuck up. Just because Kylie said that about her boobs, now everyone in the family has to like give a little admittance. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just shut up.
Yeah.
You're beautiful in your own way. Just be honest. And not just that, but like, we're going to sit here and fucking say that Kendall hasn't had fucking work.
Wait, who said that?
Oh, no. But like, I'm just saying, like, maybe people like say, like, you know, Kendall hasn't had work. Courtney hasn't, you know, whatever. Like, when people say that, I'm just like,
Oh my God.
I love like the videos where
biggest
it's like
eye roll.
nobody needs anything. Everyone's beautiful. With her hooded eyes and her little thin lips. It's like, bitch, fucking give it up.
Give it up,
You
please.
ain't natural. I'm
Give
over it. You know what? And that's maybe when we should bring in my plastic surgeon friend that's been wanting to be on the podcast forever. And we should like have him like tell us what he thinks people have had done. That's a good idea.
Oh, I just thought you were gonna say we should have him tell us what he thinks we need, and I'm like, I don't want to hear it because I'm gonna be like upset.
I punched him in the face. I have to see him on Monday. What do you mean?
He's like, you need chin filler. You need an upper
full jaw reconstruction. I'm like,
you need a facelift. You need an upper bleph.
No, that is not where we're gonna go with that. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Okay, Real Housewives of Miami.
Yes, because speaking of facelifts, Real Housewives of Miami, because Gertie.
Oh my God, I forgot she said that.
Gertie telling Julia that, like, calling her out that she went and got a facelift while Marina was getting chemo. Oh,
listen. Can we actually do a segment where it's like the best call outs of the century? And I don't care about the century. It could be the past 100 years. Because I know there's been good call outs. Good shade.
Yes.
We need to reveal it all. That's one of them.
Dude, and I'm not a Gertie fan, but when she said that, she clocked her so hard. I was like,
all of a sudden, I look under and I have a Gertie fan shirt on. I didn't even know. Like, what? I hated her forever. And now I'm like, Gertie. Gertie.
That fight was insane. I felt like Julia was doing the most. Why did she come off so hot like that? Like, I feel like Julia had a point, but her point gets lost in translation because she puts on these theatrics, and it's like, what was the point of that?
Look, I feel like in the past she hasn't put on so much theatrics, and I feel like when people overreact, like from their baseline, especially when you know how they usually react to things, it's like, you have to like sit there and think. There's some sort of deflection going on, and I feel like she felt guilty because she was still going on this cruise with this health scare. You really think you need to fucking go on this fucking cruise? She's like, oh, Gertie, please come on this cruise with me. Why don't you just cancel the cruise altogether if you're that fucking terrified about Martina?
That was my thought. I was like, why did you go on the cruise? If she had...
Sorry. Also, I just want to make a point with like this thing with like Gertie, like, because I just thought about like all the pictures that they show where it's like, oh, she was making so many connections, and it's like her and Julia or Gertie by herself in each one. What connections was she making without Julia?
I don't know.
And like, I want to believe Julia because I've been a Julia fan like since day one, and Gertie doesn't rub me the right way. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like seeing this, at least what they're showing us, it's so fucked up, and like. Who do you believe though? Because Gertie says that like obviously Julia begged her to go, and Julia says that Gertie invited herself. I believe Gertie on that. She just came back from a cruise with her husband.
I don't think she would be like, yeah, let me just hop on another one. Like I believe Gertie in that situation.
Gertie is a liar at all.
I believe Gertie in that. Like if we're talking about that, I believe Gertie. I do believe Julia in the sense of Gertie making it all about herself, given what I've seen of Gertie in the past. So I do believe that's
her baseline. You either like her or you don't. And she's like, oh, she's no longer my safe space. Then when was she? If like,
well, so that's what I'm. I feel like so like I see Julia's point. So like if that's Julia's point, I see her point. I just wish like she didn't put on those theatrics and express it that way, because automatically when you come in hot like that, you're not going to get what you want from it. Like you're already wrong. Like you need to come in level-headed. She was like on one and then throwing the water in her face, and for Gertie to sit there calmly and just be like, you know what? I'm not fucking leaving. I'm staying. Like I give her props for that, because I would have jumped across the table and fucking like attacked this woman. Like that's not okay.
Listen,
it's not okay.
I'm just saying that if that happened with me and Julia would be just as bald as me being Gertie. Right after she did that, I would rip every fucking hair follicle out of that little head of hers.
That was so disrespectful.
How dare she? And first of all, okay, second of all, third of all, wherever we are, how did nobody fucking say anything?
Because they're all like Team Julia now because Julia's like friends
I
with
don't give
Alexia
a
and all of them
fuck,
now. So
me.
like
Even
now
if
they're
you
all
were
sitting there.
acting like
No,
that,
I agree with you
I'm Team
1000%
Leanne
because I would have gone
24/7.
like off.
I
I
would
would
be
have
like,
gone off.
Lee, like you're being irrational or something. I would say something to like kind of like, tame it down. But like no one
Or
was there for Julia saying, I mean, I don't think those are true friends to her.
no, and like for
I would
me, I
hope
would
someone would
have
calm me the fuck down if I'm
also
throwing fucking water on like Gertie's face. This poor girl that's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to make her a victim because you know what? She like powers through her life and like, that's why I can even like not like her and not feel bad because she's, you get it.
yeah. But I will say, like, I thought the same thing. I was like, why are none of her friends pulling her aside because she's making a fool out of herself? Like, if, like, I would have just been like, we need to go. Like, let's fucking go. Like, we're leaving. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, let's get
yeah,
out
and
of
like
here.
Kiki had to like at one point tell Alexia
Alexia,
to intervene. Yeah, like it's like why are you even like why
what?
isn't anyone intervening with any of this? Like this is not okay with Julia. Like maybe it's because like she's not usually like I don't know. It was very strange, but like the fact that there's so much like emotional charge behind it makes me suspicious of Julia and whatever happened on that cruise before, after, whatever. I think she's deflecting because why the fuck would she? Like I said, why would she go on a cruise if she was not concerned about Gertie asking about Martina? Why are you going on a fucking cruise and leaving Martina, motherfucker?
That my point exactly. I feel like there's some internal stuff going on with Julia, and unfortunately, Gertie got like the shit end of the stick with that. Like she kind of just like took it out on her. And I didn't think it was okay at all. I don't know why any of the girls, but you know what it makes me feel like? That this friendship that Julia has with like Alexia and Larsa and Marisol maybe isn't that genuine, because if it was a genuine friendship, they would have pulled, because if it was Marisol doing that, Alexia would have gotten up immediately and like fucking pulled her aside and been like, girl, we're not doing that here. You know what I mean? So it just makes me feel like maybe those friendships aren't that genuine.
You're so right. Yeah. And even Kiki, like Kiki was the only one that was there for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she even said like, "Oh, they don't want us here." Like everybody wants to hear Kiki. Like, but I love that she like included herself and like they don't want us here, kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that. She was a good friend in that moment to Gertie to just kind of be like, "Let's go," like let's.
No, I felt bad. I mean, hopefully there's more to the story and like maybe we'll find out, but it seems like even like with the whole thing with like announcing their children, like the two boys.
Yeah.
It was so mean. How like Gertie couldn't get on, and then she did, and then she was kind of like half-assed with Gertie. So like obviously
you'll find out later.
Yeah. What the fuck? Like I just dropped everything to go on a cruise with you.
Yeah.
Because you begged me, and I'm not gonna say that Gertie's gonna make that up. There's no way Gertie's gonna be like, "Oh, please let me go on a cruise with you." Get the fuck out of here. She just got back. There was pictures of her and her husband just like getting back from a cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of annoyed because I really liked Julia. And then also when she had that,
she was like,
and then when she had that conversation with Adriana, and Adriana was like, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't tell me before everyone else about the adoption with the boys, given that I was so there for you and such a part of your journey throughout this entire adoption journey that you and your wife were going through. Like when you guys couldn't get, like kids and it was taking so long, and she found out at the same time as everyone else found out. Like I would have also felt like very disrespected as her best friend. They were super close. And like
the only reason Julia's on the show is because of Adriana. I noticed how Adriana's now like her friend.
Yeah.
She's been demoted from housewife because she's not married to a famous tennis star.
Right. And I was like, wait, if I was Adriana, I'd be fucking butthurt too. But like, whatever. I don't know. Julia, I just think there's like some personal internal shit going on there, because I don't understand why she's acting like this, because we've never seen this side of her before.
I wonder if, I don't know. I really don't. I'm like trying to like make sense of it. But I love that Gertie called out like how Julia got a facelift during another scare, like her doing chemo, because it's just really like, to me it's deflection. It's deflection. And maybe they went on a cruise, let's say, and Gertie's very outgoing. She's very out there. Maybe she made a bunch of connections that Julia didn't, and that's why she was pressured to go on this cruise instead of stay with her wife who's ill.
Right.
You know, maybe she was like, oh, no, I'm going to make a lot of connections here. Like, this is very important for me. And instead, Gertie made the connections because Gertie's much more outgoing. Right. I don't know, but there's something like, there's like layers here. Yeah. And then maybe she felt the guilt of like leaving her wife. Maybe she's scared to be, you know, God forbid anything happens to Martina. She's left with like these 2 little boys now. I don't know. There could be a million things, but either way, I hope we find out this season because I'm like so fucking confused. I'm so Julia, we need you to fucking not retaliate, but like redeem yourself because that was like
together.
That was really bad.
That was really bad.
Fucking bad.
She needs to get it together for sure.
Yeah.
And then they were looking at Larsa was telling everyone about their trip, and she showed them the picture of Jody, and they're like zooming in on Jody's eyes, and everyone's like, "It looks normal to me."
No. It's so funny because at the beginning they were all freaking out. First of all, why would you ask about? Oh, what did his eyes look like? What did his eyes look like? You know what you're asking. We don't need to ask anymore. This is about the AC in the room.
Literally.
I love that Lisa denied it, but that just clarified it. Let me tell you, because I would never be like, if you told me like, oh, your husband freaked out last night, I would be like, how big were his eyes?
Right?
And then I love how Alexi's like, oh, you know, some people have that like hypo it's like thyroid problem. You know, their eyes
killed out, me.
And it's thyroid, el tiroide.
That killed me when she said that. She's like, no, some people have that in their eyes.
I fucking love that. Like, that's the kind of friend I want in my life.
Literally.
Justifying everything. It's like, oh no, your husband is like fucking popping pills. Oh no, those are vitamins. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's got my back.
She's so funny. I love her.
I love her so much. And by the way, she looked gorgeous that night with that red.
Oh, she looks so pretty. Yeah, she looks perfect.
Gloves. Love.
So pretty. This is so pretty. Yeah, that was crazy. So we'll see what happens the rest of the season. But so far, Miami's always fucking juicy. I love it.
I think it's one of the best, if not the best, probably.
I love it.
But yeah, I think that's it with the notes. Any comments? Concerns?
Comments, concerns, questions?
Do you remember Out of the Box? Did you ever watch that show?
Yes, Out of the Box.
So long, farewell to you, my friend. Farewell
for now,
goodbye
until we
for
meet
now,
again.
It's been
great to play and sing together
out of the box, and now it's time to say goodbye. God, I hope there's millennials watching. Who are gonna be like, what the fuck?
What was that?
Okay. Well, it's been so real till the next time, and we're gonna be in person. I've had like a random fucking fever for the past couple of days, but we're good.
Yes,
in person. Send us advice. Send us advice, Colin.
We have advice that we have to get to, but we keep saying we want to do it in we want to do it more. And we want to do it in person. So it's like I feel like it's better in person. So we have all the emails that everyone's sent us. So we're going to address it in person. But yes, send more. Love it.
All right, Lee, cheers. Love you.
Cheers. Good night.
And everyone. We love our those two girls' family.